I
Okay.
hear you. Kara Humphrey.
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi. Sarah Crowell.
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Thank you. Yes. Rick.
Okay.
Bob Prusser. Jamie Cloud. Barbara Huey.
Yes.
Okay. David Newman.
No, he he messaged me he wasn't going to be able to make it.
Okay. Paul.
Yes, it's present.
Thanks. Michael, I've got you. Ed Simonson.
No, I don't see his name on the list yet.
Okay. Stan Herian. Bruce Schenker, I see you.
Yes, I'm here.
Dan Marcus. Christian.
Dan was here a moment ago, but he just dropped
He might be
off.
having trouble.
More technical
I'll mark
problems.
him as present. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's happened once before. Christian.
No, Christian couldn't make it either. He messaged me.
Okay. Anna Kadish.
Mm,
Okay, Tara Becker and Steve.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Okay, great. Oh, thanks, Tara. All right. So 2 people, Christian notified, and was it Ed Simonson notified?
no, Ed didn't. But
David Newman.
David did. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 10. Oh, wait, 2 are non-voting members. I'm sorry. 8 members. So we don't quite have a quorum tonight.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Maureen.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the March edition of our meetings. I was just commenting to a few people a moment ago of, here we are right on the edge of springtime, and something to celebrate us and the ticks, and we're all in this together. The agenda I had prepared is with you, and one of the first items we need to get out of the way is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting, which you all should have had. So, do we have any comments, questions, or otherwise for the minutes?
Do we need a
I don't
quorum?
think we'll be able to approve the minutes because of lack of quorum.
Thanks for the
but-
reminder. I'm slipping here.
Does anyone have any comments or suggestions, corrections? If not, we can just present it at the next meeting.
Yeah.
This is Sarah. I have a very little one. My name has an H at the end of it.
Oh,
That's small.
I'll be glad to fix that for you. Thank you for
Okay.
telling me. I think I
Other than
have
that.
it in the attendance. It must be
Yeah, no.
somewhere.
It's just in there at one point. It has, I can't remember where. I thought it's not a big deal. I can
Oh.
send it to you.
Oh, I'll be glad to. We got to keep it consistent. I'd be glad to
Okay.
fix that. Spell
Thank
check
you.
doesn't do everything.
No, it doesn't
All right.
catch that kind of thing. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay. All right. I also just sent out an email about the this lack of a quorum is a bit of a hang up here. I wanted to get agreement on a resolution to support the natural resource inventory trainings, which have just been scheduled. We have agreement from the county planning agency and from the Columbia Land Conservancy to organize the trainings with the same people that have been doing them in face-to-face mode to do it online. And a couple of us from here have been helping out with the organization of that. But that's set up, and what they asked us to do, what Christine asked us to do, is to just agree that we were going to be co-sponsors of the event, which certainly is not going to cost us anything. It's just another expression of our support for it, and I thought that would certainly be easy for all of us to get behind, because several of us had participated in the creation of the NRI a couple of years ago, and certainly it's a valuable tool for all of our town boards. So one of the things that is supportive of their efforts to do these things is just to get the word out about the trainings coming up. And that'll be May 17th and 19th in the evening. And Christine was preparing a mock-up of some flyers. And as soon as she gets those to me, then we'll get them out to everybody. And if you could discuss this with your respective town boards, that would get the word out to all the right people.
Is it open to anyone, or is there specific requirements?
Well, we hadn't discussed that this time, but last time around, we had people attending who were not themselves members of a planning board or something like that, but were, seriously interested. And as long as, certainly as long as we don't overload the numbers, I don't see why not.
Okay, good.
So, any other questions, comments about that? Okay. And, oops, excuse me for a second. Just looking something up. Okay. Climate smart communities.
I can tell you we got bronze.
Very good.
Yes,
Very good.
we're very pleased with that. We're pleased with ourselves.
Oh, I hope so. The Climate Smart Communities organization at the county level has been verified by the Board of Supervisors, and they've decided to go ahead with the list of people, which includes several county supervisors as well as staff, and a few of the members of the EMC. So they haven't had a real meeting of that task force yet, but that's in the works, and fairly soon we'll be able to start doing the first few things that need to be done in a climate smart community, which for any of you who have taken it on at the town level, you know that you need to look at what you've actually done already recently that might count in the point accumulation of the program to see whether you get enough in your bucket to qualify. As Bruce just mentioned, what did you guys do to get to
Well,
bronze?
we had a lot of stuff because we were a clean energy community, so we used a lot of that. The composting was a big one. We had community composting. We had a free store. We had bicycle repair. We never would have done it without this fellow Mark Adams. I don't know how to say his last name, but anyways, he's a Cornell graduate student, and he did a lot of the greenhouse gas inventory for the town. So I mean, a lot of it was just low hanging fruit, things that were easy to do with no money, and things that we had already done for the clean energy. And we just put the points together, and Mark was amazing with his reports, and we got it. We had 22 actions, and it added up to 130 points.
All right, good score.
I mean, if you want to see more specific, I believe it's available on the website. It'll list the actions that we did, but we really concentrated on getting the points, and we went through all the rigmarole of getting everything qualified, and it worked out.
Oh, neat.
Yep.
Yeah. Just as a side note for everybody else who's doing this, if your town has also done the clean energy program, on several of the actions that one might have taken for the clean energy program also apply to the Climate Smart Communities program.
Yeah, in fact, all of the ones we had done actually did qualify. So that really gave us a leg up.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Any other comments, news in that regard? Okay. Let's see. Kara, did you have anything to say about Zero Waste Columbia?
Sure. Yeah, I have a couple things to say. So we have Zero Waste has an event coming up on May 6th through, I wasn't at the meeting, so we'll have to get you more information, but it's through the library system. And Cornell Waste Management Institute is going to be involved, and New York Association for Reduction, Reuse, Recycling, it could possibly be a speaker. So I think it's going to be a program through the Clover Library, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And on another note with ZWC, we've been doing some collaboration, or at least the groundwork for future collaboration with some folks from New Lebanon, possibly Chatham and Austerlitz on repair cafes, and working with Christian, and kind of morphing into an interesting synergy between a group of gentlemen, a young man that is working at Basilica. He is in line, my understanding, Hudson Library, but for now he's involved in developing a tool library that's being funded through some grants through Basilica. And Basilica has given him the space. They're going to have a trailer at the property outside of Basilica. And the targeted date, I think, is sometime in May, but I think it's probably going to be towards the end of May. And this gentleman is fascinating. He's brilliant. He's been involved with waste and hauling, junk. And he's taken it as a kind of a personal mission to bring the whole concept of sharing ownership through a membership program via a tool library. And so Christian and I spoke with him over the weekend. He's reaching out to all sorts of nonprofits. He is going to put together a one-pager kind of flyer that we can pass around. And maybe we'll have some social media broadcasting of the information. But again, it's going to be a membership program. And he's working with Williams Hardware to get some discounted tools. We're talking about maybe coordinating repair cafes and future planning for repair cafes with a tool drive for this tool library. So it's just nice to have this kind of synergy and, the concept of building community through just by mere fact of bringing people together. So that's what I have to report on ZWC. Also, real quickly, John Bradley accompanied me to a meeting with Tompkins County Waste Management or Waste Committee through their EMC. And Tompkins County has invited us to come to their EMC meeting the beginning of April. They're very interested in collaborating with different EMCs that have this sort of momentum that's building and a lot of grassroots energy. And, they have a completely different demographic in Tompkins County, lots of similarities, but plenty of differences. They have some serious issues with people just dumping waste on the side of the road because they can't afford to dispose of it. And with the help of Cornell Cooperative Extension, they have created these composting hubs that are different, customized. The hub itself is unique to each different town and village across Tompkins County, trying to be mindful of the needs of that particular municipality. And they're planning to put some waste receptacles also just to help with the waste that's ending up on the road. So interesting stuff coming down the pipe.
Wonderful. I've been to several repair cafes down in Ulster and Rensselaer counties. And if anybody hasn't been to one of these, it's a marvelous thing. The basic premise is that you have people from the community who know how to fix stuff. And it could be something like sewing or electrical appliances or bicycles. And you set up shop in a church or school on an appointed date. And people come in with whatever they need fixing that they might have otherwise thrown away, and sit with the person who's doing the repairing, and perhaps help them in doing what they do. Hold a part while they're, opening up the ball bearings or some such thing. And it's a marvelous process. It doesn't cost anything. It just requires the community volunteers to get together perhaps once a quarter, or in a more dense population, you might do it once a month. But it's a marvelous thing. And of course, related to that is the whole tool library. To be able to, I've accumulated tools over the years. I've got a circular saw and a bunch of other power tools that I hardly ever use, that I would just as soon let other people use, and see if we can avoid having them have to go out and buy more stuff. So great
And
great news.
Your point, Michael, it's very empowering to be able to take a tool that you're sharing with the community to do something at your property, whether it's dig a garden or build a dog shed or whatever, just successfully using that tool to serve a purpose. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Can I just,
Great.
Kara, are they, it's something actually that the town, can you hear me?
Yes.
The phone is, sorry. In Canaan, our new climate smart Communities Committee was talking about something similar. Is it possible for other towns to join the effort
So I
this
think,
time or
well,
next?
yeah, it's a member. So I think that they're going to crawl before they run with this effort. And they're starting with a trailer in Hudson, accumulating some tools currently, running tool drives, possibly, collaborating with repair cafes because there's kind of this sort of similar mentality. That and Christian and I actually did speak about having some sort of future courier system. There's in Chicago, they have this amazing network of tool libraries that have actually volunteers that go to a specific hub, pick up the tools, bring them back to a central location, and so on. So, I think we'll have to see how it goes, but I think he's trying to focus on just sort of building up from scratch this concept in Hudson, and possibly stretching across the county and into Greene and Dutchess and Ulster counties as well.
Great. Kara, do you guys have a copy of the book about repair cafes?
I do, yes. I'm
Right.
happy to lend it to anybody if you'd like it. Repair Revolution, and yep,
Right. Wonderful book.
it is.
I knew the author. We had worked together in solarized campaigns.
Yep.
But it's quite a work of art.
There's been some amazing memorials for John Wackman over the past month, podcasts, and it's striking how many people he touched, really.
Yes. All right, marvelous. Okay. Tara, perhaps you could.
There's a hand raised somewhere.
Hand raised. Where do you see?
I
Let's
see it up in
Colleen.
the corner. I think so, yeah.
Colleen, did you raise a hand there?
Okay, hi.
Oh.
Yes, I did. It's Colleen.
Okay.
I was interested in the repair cafes and how you handle, say, breakage of the tools when you're lending them out to people, how you kind of mitigate that risk as much as you can. I mean, it's not, impossible that could happen, but just how you go about, handling that.
So the Repair Cafe, Colleen, is where you can bring your broken, your grandmother's lamp that she bequeathed to you, or a table that you cherish that might have a broken leg, or any sort of sharpening of tools or darning of socks. It's really meant to bring your personal items and to a community center where locals from the community who are experts in a field of, in some sort of skill to repair, whatever that might be, come together and repair your personal items for free.
With those people's own tools.
Correct.
Actually, then I misspoke. I misspoke, Ben.
Library.
I was talking more about the library.
The tool library. Right. So the tool library will have a website sometime mid-April, and there will be a membership agreement. And I imagine there will be language around, breaking tools. And I'm not privy to that information. As soon as we have a flyer that we can share with the group and a link to their website, we'll get that out to you.
Great. That would be awesome. I think it's a phenomenal idea. I think it's really great.
Great. Yeah, me too.
Tara, did you have something to say about the health of Columbia County?
Well, we're hanging in there. We're still doing our vaccine pods on a weekly basis, generally like Wednesday through Friday, and then sometimes we had one last Saturday. they've been doing some pop-ups in Hudson, you know, to try to get more accessibility for the underserved in the area. They can't necessarily drive to the college or get there. So we continue to get vaccine. We're getting more. We had 1,400 doses shipped to us last week, so we're starting to get more now. I think tomorrow, starting at 8 o'clock, there's 50-year-old and up are qualified now to get the vaccine. So we're adding groups all the time. And yeah, so that's going on. We've got 31 cases as of today in the county. 15 of them were from Saturday, 16 were from Sunday. 9 hospitalized, 1 in the ICU, and we're at 89 people have passed, unfortunately. So it's kind of, you know, it fluxes. We haven't had a spike in a while, and hopefully we won't, but we're still in a holding pattern with, you know, events and things that normally would start happening this time of year, and whether they're going to be able to happen or not because of the, you know, the restrictions that are still out there. So everyone's hopeful, but I'm still sort of waiting to see what's going to happen before I send out a lot of renewal applications to people.
Is in the county, is it equally distributed where the cases are coming from, or is there concentration where they're coming from? Is there anything you could say about
it's
that?
still, yeah, they're still in some of the healthcare facilities, the residential facilities. And then there was I think a restaurant locally that had to be closed because they had got it spread among the people at the restaurant. And there's been a couple, you know, cases in Hudson and in restaurants too, where people are coming and going. And so it's, you know, it's I don't think there's any cluster in any one area right now. But yeah, we're getting both Pfizer and Moderna vaccine. They started shipping us Pfizer vaccine when they opened up the mass vaccination sites around the state, because they wanted to push the Johnson & Johnson 1 dose in those locations like the Javits Center because of the logistics of people getting there with public transit and everything. So they figured doing the 1 dose would be easier for those folks. So they offloaded the Pfizer to us, and we're using it. The nurses aren't as keen to work with it because you have to add, you know, you have to add a reagent, and it's a little bit more of a challenge. But they're using it. They're working with it. I just want to mention too the rabies clinics. We're starting to. I think we're going to have 4 of them again this year, and the first one coming up is going to be in Germantown at the town activity building. And it's Saturday, April 10th with Dr. Tucker from Round Top Animal Hospital. And it's going to be 10 to 11 cats and 11 to noon dogs. So people that might need their dogs and cats up to date on the rabies shots can come down. And I think that's pretty much it. We haven't had a lot of rabies calls this year, so I'm hoping it's going to be another slow year with that. Some years it starts like January, February, we're getting calls for rabid raccoons, and we haven't really had too many this year. So, but that's all I can think of, really. We're just kind of waiting out and seeing what's going to be able to happen this year and what's not.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't let your guard down.
No.
The
Be
online
prepared.
site that the New York Times maintained said that Columbia County was having was at kind of a serious level with above, what was it, 11.9 per thousand or something?
Yeah, we're very high. So.
Very high, right?
Well, we're not as bad as we were about 2 weeks ago. We were extremely high, so we've moved down a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you're getting 10 cases for 60,000, that's you got to add 40. So that's more than, I think the borderline is 10 per 100,000. So if anything more than 6, we're going to be an extremely high or very high.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you, Tara.
Sure.
Okay. Now, about the Good Earthkeeping Awards, we had some people that were working on that issue. Can we see what's going on there?
Hey, Kara, do you want to?
Kara's our fearless leader.
Kara is our fearless leader.
That are crazy, right? So, we had a meeting last week. We're putting together a social media post and a Google form. So I think, correct, Rick, back me up, and Sarah, back me up here. I think we're talking about having that the nominations go for a month period, starting mid-April to mid-May, having them due in by, I think we said the middle of May, using a Google form where there's basically a series of questions and kind of a brief explanation of the awards program, the different categories, so 2 categories for adults and 2 categories for youth, and then broadcasting it on all sorts of channels. We did have a question about last year, Terry had all of the nominations go to Patrice, so I have to reach out to Terry, or maybe one of us will reach out to Patrice to find out if that's the norm or if it was a 2020 situation or what have you. And then I believe our May meeting, well, it would be the 3rd week of May. So we'll have all the nominations in before our May meeting. Anything you want to fill in the blanks, Rick, Sarah?
No, and Kara made a very nice little graphic to use on our social media post.
I'm not a graphic artist. Dear.
No, I think you hit all the high points there, Kara. There's not much else we hadn't covered.
Yeah. So by our April meeting, we'll be able to start. We'll have some more posts and flyers available for you all. We'll share at our April meeting.
Yep.
Very good. Thank you.
It occurs to me that Earth Day falls in the middle of our open application period, so maybe we could do an Earth Day themed post asking people to submit.
Good idea.
Yep.
Everything's Earth Day in April, so bring
Yes.
it. Bring it on.
Can't believe it's almost April.
I know.
Any day now. Any day now.
Yep.
So I have it marked on my calendar April 7th, which is a specific day for my wife and I, which is the day that we will be 2 weeks after our 2nd vaccination shot.
Congratulations.
So it's a dizzying proposition, I'm sure. Okay, now I already gave you the NRI training update. And we can't vote on anything. And I have on the calendar here this EMC direction discussion, which we had been kicking around the last couple of meetings. And I think we're kind of exploring the boundaries of that with things like the zero waste initiative and the tool library, repair cafe, which are not explicitly EMC programs, but which members of our group have started and are continuing on, that we should think about, what else makes sense for us to either specifically sponsor or just to take on as a kind of a regular regular area of focus that we, monitor and keep our eyes on. The other thing that, of course, that I'm happy about is the outreach to the other EMCs and CACs. Towards that end, the state of New York, I think I sent around an email about this, but let me just refresh our memories. The state of New York has an association of CACs, which also includes EMCs as a class, and I joined the association on behalf of the Hudson CAC. But what that does is it gives us access to programs and materials that might be produced by other organizations in a way that that'll be easier for us to access than sort of polling each of the CACs and EMCs ourselves. So I'll make sure that everybody has the information they might need to do any looking around that they want to do, and see how any of those materials might benefit us. Okay, so that's what I had on my agenda. May I hear what if anybody else has something they'd like to bring up, or some other things you'd like to talk about?
I was interested to learn more about the idea of the subcommittees that were discussed at the last meeting, since I missed it, and I apologize. But one was pertaining to creating a liaison with the DEC to provide the county with information on topics that they were covering that would be pertinent for us here.
Uh-huh.
Is there any more thought about that? Because that interests me a lot, and I would.
Great. Anybody feeling like that's something I'd like to join up with Barbara about?
I mean, I can just reach out to Region 4 and see what, see where it takes me and see what's going on.
Okay. Well, then you're the subcommittee.
Barbara, there's
Very exclusive.
Barbara, this is Tara. You can sign up on DEC's website for, I think it's a regular email that they send, based on the area. You can select Columbia County, and they'll send you I don't know if it comes out monthly or quarterly, I can't remember, but if there are any projects, that are up for comment, public comment, or anything kind of coming down the pike through DEC, you get a notification of it. So I get that email regularly just so I can kind of keep my eye on what's happening in the county. But that's something you can sign up for.
Yeah, they come out weekly.
Yeah.
It's weekly.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on
Depending
the
on
list
what you
too.
sign up
And
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Is it like a
and
notice board? Like a
Yeah,
notice board?
It's like a newsletter. Basically, there's email, there's so many different things that you can choose to receive information about, and they have a variety of different newsletters with some really fascinating programs, webinars. It's definitely worth your while to go through that.
I will do that. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Barbara, this is Colleen from ACRM. I can help you with some of that, with reaching out to the DEC. I work a lot with them, so I can probably help you with who to contact and everything. And definitely sign up for the weekly email blasts. And they're, as Tara said, and Tara and Kara said, that it is very customizable to whatever you want, and the possibilities are almost limitless what you can actually get notified on. So
Thank you. I'll get in touch with you, Colleen. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You almost need a dedicated email address for DEC email.
That's true.
There's so many.
Sounds great.
My favorite at the state are the forest rangers. Definitely sign up for that one just for fun.
Oh my
Their
I didn't get
rescues
that
are
one.
awesome.
Yeah, I
They
did.
are awesome. They are definitely awesome.
Thank you, everyone. Great.
Wonderful. Okay, anything else?
It's getting very dark in here.
It looks like it, yes. Okay, we'll have to have our meetings end before sundown. In any case, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you again next month, and in the meantime, stay safe.
You too.
Great.
Bye.
Thank you, Mike.
Everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye now.
Stay safe and sane.